This PC build series is brought to you by Antec, Apotop, and Patriot Memory. Hello everybody, it's Brian for GadgetUnit.com, and in this video it's part 1 of a whopping 15 in a new PC build series where I try to build the ultimate, quote-unquote, $500 triple boot PC. Of course, using the term ultimate is very subjective. I think that for $500 this build is actually not too bad. Could I have done better? Probably. Could I have done better with used components? Definitely. But this is a pretty decent build overall. So in this video I'm just going to go over each of the components that I have selected, and we will move on from there. So the first component was the case, which was generously provided by Antec. It is the VSK-3000 case. It's a very simple and straightforward case that houses micro ATX boards or smaller. It's fairly lightweight and it works perfectly for this particular build. Next up is our memory, which was provided by Apotop. We have two 4GB DIMMs, DDR3 at 1600 speeds. You can see that it does have a purple and white heat spreader on it, although the PCB itself for the memory is green, which I would have preferred black at least, but everything ultimately works just fine. The final sponsored component was our Patriot Blaze 120GB SSD. Patriot actually sent me a 240GB unit, but for the price of the build I did incorporate the 120GB model instead. Next is the motherboard, which is the MSI H81M-P33. I've always been a fan of MSI motherboards and their sort of black and blue color schemes, and this one works just fine for everything, including OS X, so a little bit of a spoiler, this does work perfectly fine as a Hackintosh motherboard. For the video card, we have the MSI GeForce GT740, the 1GB GDDR5 model. I picked this up because it did have a $30 mail-in rebate, which made it, I believe, either $49.99 or $59.99. And yes, I did receive the $30 mail-in rebate card already. Right now I am showing you the 500 watt VisionTech power supply. That's because this was previously a sponsored component, but when I turned everything on for the first time it started smoking out the back, so I did go out and get an Ultra 550 watt power supply from my local Tiger Direct store instead, which you will see in a couple of videos from now. Next is our processor, which is the Intel Core i3-4330. It is a dual-core multi-threaded processor. It's not the fastest thing around, but for what this PC will do, it's actually incredibly fast, especially for the price. Last but not least, we do have our hard drive, which is a standard Seagate Barracuda 1TB drive, SATA 3 6GB per second, spinning at 7200 RPM. I've had great luck with Seagate hard drives in the past, so why go to something else? The total cost for this build was just under $500 after factoring in mail-in rebates, of which there were only one. The next several videos will be brief unboxings and overviews of each of the components, and then we'll get into the build and some of the other things that you saw in sort of the little table of contents menu that I gave a try at the beginning of the video. So if you have any comments, questions, or feedback about this or anything else, feel free to leave those down below in the comments area. But that is it with the video, so thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.